Good afternoon, I am Tom. I am one of the managing directors at Haus Installations. This is our first podcast, so bear with us. What we are intending to do at the moment is give you guys a bit more of an insight into the company and how we run. Whether you're a customer and just want to see what you could potentially be buying into, or if you're another business and you're just interested in how the day-to-day is. So I'll introduce Ed, who I'm here with today. Ed is is one of the assistant managers. He's runs sales and marketing. Again, we're going to give you a bit of an insight into what our job roles are and the core values of the company, just to see if it does add any value for anyone who might be listening, really. Do you want to kick us off then, Ed, with our first core sort of principle? Explain what it is we try to achieve with it.
Yeah. So welcome. Our first key principle, one of the things we think is arguably the most important part to the success of Haus and what it's going to look like going forward is good communication. Even if it's not necessarily good news that we're giving to a customer, making sure that it's correctly and clearly communicated.
Yeah.
How does that look for you, Tom?
Yeah, I think you've hit the point. Nail right on the head there. It's communication is the biggest part, and it's something we've really tried to improve on throughout the years, and it's something we've definitely improved on. I can remember times when customers weren't getting the communication, so we've introduced email communication throughout the stages, telephone communication. It's never enough. You can never have too much communication. No matter what we did, if we text every single day with an update, still wouldn't be enough, in my opinion, or for many customers' opinions, to be honest.
I feel like there's like a stipulation that people have. It's a misconception that you shouldn't talk about bad things with customers, but I think one thing that we've done really well is that we, even if something has gone wrong or needs correcting, what we strive to do is inform them anyway, because that's what you actually would want as a customer yourself.
Completely agree. I've been on the other end myself as a consumer, and then you don't hear from a company. It's definitely it's not good, is it? Because you can't plan your day, you can't plan around it. Like you say, sometimes just telling the customer things happen. That's life, isn't it? Where things go wrong, it can be a job could take longer, for example, or people could have sickness, accidents can happen. The best thing to do is communicate, and we would always intend to let a customer know if there's any issues straight away, and like you say, remove that sort of stigma off it being a negative. It's not a negative. We're calling you to let you know at our first available opportunity. It hasn't gone to plan this time. Nothing always goes to plan. We're realists there, aren't we? But we'll let you know.
I think it's really important as well that our customers start to understand that good communication goes both ways. Sure. I know in the past we've had people who have been afraid to call us with service calls, thinking that they're doing an injustice to us by bringing it up. But actually, the quicker you tell us that something isn't right, the easier and quicker it will be for us to fix. So I think we're starting to get that point across. The automated emails are showing people that actually you can talk to us. We've got many members of staff in the office now to answer the phone. Yeah,
there's loads of avenues as well, isn't there? It isn't just the phone. Phone's easy enough, but different people have different communication channels, don't they? Like you say, Facebook being one of them, Instagram.
I think we've received messages on TikTok as well.
Yeah, TikTok,
It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. So any sort of communication, we do aim to reply to everything all the time. It's not always easy, particularly on summer holidays with short staff or for whatever reason. But I think we do it, don't we, pretty well. Communication is something we're always trying to improve. And like you say, that looks like new automations. We're currently bringing in a text update as well. That's actually coming in soon, which is quite exciting. So customers will get text updates throughout the journey, which I think is brilliant, because emails are great, but let's be honest, we don't always check your emails, but a text can. So that's good.
So easy for them to just slip into nothingness, isn't it? But, the text is quite a good way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the emails were already a great move. I can't see many companies doing the same level of information that we give throughout the email.
Yeah. And I know we've had, especially in recent times as well, some really good feedback from customers, specifically on some of our 5-star reviews recently as well.
Yeah.
So the most recent one that I've seen, they've actually name dropped a couple of members of staff, so Molly and Emily, and they've said like how fantastic it's been the whole way through the process.
Yeah.
Even though it may have passed Molly's part of the job, she still stayed in contact with the customer. I think that highlights exactly what we're trying to get across here is the whole way through the process, we're in communication with you, you're in communication with us.
Yeah.
You know where you stand as the job progresses. But we also tried to highlight that even when the job's finished, you still communicate with us. You know, a lot of customers sending in reviews, commenting on our Facebook posts, telling us how much they love somebody else's design on a door.
Yeah.
And it's all highlighting that good communication. I think it's really nice.
And that communication does count for internal communication too.
Yep.
So you raised a good point there where you've said, you know, where it goes from Molly and it might not be her part of the job anymore. However, if a customer does message Molly or text her or call her, it's really important that that information then gets passed on to the relevant person.
Yep.
And so internal communication is so important still. And we're quite lucky that we're at a good size team, because I've seen this, you'll see it with any large company, and I've said it several times probably to you, is the larger the company is, the communication can get lost.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might think by buying off a bigger company, are you getting a good service? But it's not always the case, because you could call up and then that message, you know, Chinese whispers then throughout the messages, and it doesn't quite get to, or it takes a long time to get to it. We're quite lucky where we're sort of big enough to have people in place to deal with certain things, but also small enough where it doesn't take long to get that information to the right person, which is quite good, isn't it? So even if you text Molly, as you said, throughout a job, and it's no longer in her remit, if a customer said, you know, can you help with this order, Molly? She would still help, which is great, isn't it?
It's good. Yeah, no fair play.
Yeah, so I think that covers the first point quite well, doesn't it? What we're trying to achieve as a company, and you know how we try and approach things, which is good.
It's good. So moving on to the next thing then that we're quite proud of is what we've defined as no gimmicks.
No gimmick sales, yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that. What's your take on that?
My take on that is there's no gimmicks. When you look at sort of your larger companies, again, I'm not trying to put them down as different ways of doing business, obviously, but there's high sort of start and price, and then they do big price drops. That's something I never wanted to do. Something I've really pushed not to do. We wanted to give a competitive price straight away. You know, something that to me, if it's a huge price drop, it doesn't sound too good, and you know, it's also not really ethical. Yeah. So I think a fair competitive price.
We know where we stand. We know where we are. We're happy.
And the same price. You know, you get a price from us, and then your neighbour gets a price. It's going to be the same price. So it's important. That is, I think. Yeah. Also, although we do some great USPs, so unique selling points for anyone who doesn't know what that is. A USP is something that we do that's different. We've got boatloads of them. But again, not gimmicky. You know, there's stuff that's actually important.
Yeah, relevant.
Yeah, relevant.
Proper stuff.
Yeah, things that actually will benefit a customer. Yeah. And benefit us in some cases too.
Yeah, and you know, on quite a few occasions, genuine, selling points for us that you can't have elsewhere. Yeah. Like our thousands of options on doors and stuff. It's something that you can't have everywhere, but it's something we're proud of, which is
definitely. Yeah. That's not a gimmick, is it? But yeah, there absolutely are plenty of sales gimmicks as there are in any industry.
Yeah, I think that rolls really nicely into as well on that discussion of things that are unique to us. It rolls nicely onto our third point, which is value for money. Mm-hmm. Something that I'm particularly proud of with what we've done over the last few months, definitely over the last 12 months, 18 months, is defining what that actually means. Mm. A lot of people think value for money just means cheap. Mm-hmm. Tend to get what you pay for. That's the kind of thing you normally hear.
We're not trying to be the cheapest, are we? That's not who we are. On the same side, we're not trying to be the most expensive. Yeah. You could probably have a steel security door that's going to look like a composite door. It might exist somewhere in the world, isn't it? Yeah. But it's going to cost you tens of thousands of pounds. Realistically, it's not a viable option, is it? No. but we offer top spec of what might be, in our sort of industry, what is a good product, top end on that, but for a competitive price. So, you'll always find cheaper, as you say, but cheaper isn't always.
I think there's little
good,
added things that we put in. So, the 10-year guarantee being a genuine 10-year guarantee. Like if you were buying a new front door from somebody else and they gave you a standardized guarantee and it only covered you for 2 years on your lock. Yeah. Realistically, over a 10-year period, you might get a locksmith out a couple of times. Yeah. And at 150 quid. Yeah. Potentially. Yeah. Per call out. Well, we've automatically saved you that £300. Yeah. By just giving you the 10-year guarantee from the get-go. Yeah, and like I say, it's not a Mickey Mouse guarantee, is it? It's true. We have a customer service engineer whose full-time job is the guarantee. Yep. So any issues throughout your time, any issues at all, you call the office. You have Nigel who's going to answer the phone. Nigel's going to help you find out what the problem is, and then he'll send Tom round who will resolve the issue for you. Yeah. I don't think, not many companies, particularly locally, actually have anything like that. No. So yeah, definitely. Definitely. You brushed there on the service engineer being full time. Yeah. Again, perfect place to sort of segue into our next point, which is good professional service. So it's not just meaning service engineer. Obviously, that means the whole process from start to finish. I'm really proud of how our design team operate. Having quite an extensive background in retail and management, I can honestly say that the guys that we've got working for us, they're very professional. Yeah. Punctual. You won't find communication like it from anywhere else I've worked, certainly. The staying in touch with their customers is really important. The fact that, quite often we'll call back their customers after an installation's been complete and check in, make sure they're happy. So from that side of the business, I'm really happy. Same with our marketing department, polite, presented well. They're never criticised for doing something incorrectly. They're always asking permission to do things like to advertise. Yeah.
I think you're right there on all aspects. Whether it's sales, marketing, survey, installation, after service, ordering, Rob in the office. Yeah. To Emily doing the building regulations, to Zoltan doing the finance. Yeah. All of it is, every cog, it's important that they all act professionally and courteous, and give the customer what they might feel like a good professional service, for sure. That's the end game, isn't it? And putting the right people in those roles.
Yeah. And with the installation team in mind, they've all had extensive training, all been doing it for years. And now they're trained to do it the Haus Installations way. I think that goes a long way. A lot of them well known in the industry for how well they do in their jobs. And the reviews speak for themselves.
They do, yeah.
I mean, Alan and Ant regularly getting name dropped in reviews. Same with Dan and Jaden. It just shows that they're really starting to connect with with the customer. Yeah. Understanding what they're looking for. And there's such
and the same for some of the designers also getting mentioned. Yeah, so everyone throughout the process, in all fairness.
They always forget about us in the office.
Yeah, they do. Unfortunately, in the office. Yeah.
It's not our fault.
No, poor Fred as well behind the camera. Yeah, it's always needs to be more reviews, I think. But it's important that everyone gets the good professional service that we're trying to aim. Yeah. We're human, aren't we? Things go wrong sometimes, but I like to think that if anyone came to us with a genuine issue and said, Tom, this part of the process I'm not quite entirely been happy with, I like to think that we would try and get that resolved.
Yeah, I think we have. Yeah, I think we have in the past. We've definitely shown that.
We would always put 100% effort. Yeah. I know certainly me and you work hard on that. Yeah. And I can see that is filtered through our company for sure, which is great. Yeah. So yeah, the next sort of pillar is innovation. Yeah. Something I'm quite passionate about. Innovation, it can mean innovation in several departments. I think to be a good business, you have to innovate.
Yeah.
That's push it forward, drive the industry forward. Our industry being the building industry, and that innovation can be in products, it could be in service as we've talked, it can be in the quality of fitting, the components we use. It can be in the software, so the CRM systems. If people know what CRM system, it's a customer relationship manager system where we store all the information on. They can always drive forward as well, move forward. So there's all these different parts that you can innovate anywhere. It can be in the storage, it could be how we store products so that the customers get a better service because we have more parts. It could be how we innovate, how we record the storage and deliveries. So we're always driving that. And let's be honest, the industry is it's a bit outdated.
Yeah.
It's been stuck in the dark ages for quite a long time.
Yeah.
They're mostly most of the people who own businesses like this now are probably towards the end of retirement, and they're not willing to innovate. Certainly, no company around here are innovating like us. Yeah. Just off the top of my head, some recent innovations are, our new modular build and warm move systems. So we've completely moved over to a GRP system now, haven't we? Which is definitely innovation. So it's not old-fashioned wood or aluminium. So that's great.
Even with how we're going to be displaying that to customers is starting to bring in some real modern innovation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some exciting things to come in the next couple of
definitely,
weeks.
Yeah, I'm liking that. So the software again, so that's an innovation in the software, an innovation in the product. But what's great is that because of our buying power now, every product we have made bespoke to how we want to have it made to our standards. And if there's any parts, because obviously you can't have everything made bespoke, but if there's any parts we don't like, or we think can be improved, we feed that back to our manufacturers, and they absolutely do listen, which is brilliant. I mean, it wouldn't have happened probably even 5 years ago because we would have just been another number. But the level of jobs we do in Hereford, Worcestershire, Birmingham, Gloucestershire, the amount of work we do now is big numbers. So they do listen to us, and they have made some changes on the back of our our recommendations, and a lot of it's exclusive to us, as you know, and we design and have it manufactured to our spec, which we're always improving, which means we're always ahead of the game. I don't believe there is a company locally that does what we do.
Yeah, I'd agree entirely, to be honest with you. I think we're just getting started as well.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's so many things that we can do in this industry to change people's take on it.
Yeah.
Things like white gold didn't help.
As funny as it was.
Funny program, and not untrue, some of it potentially, but I think with the way that we do things, we're certainly stepping away from that era massively.
The hard sell.
Bringing in people from different industries who we think will make a difference.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's great if you bring people in from different industries and they bring their own sort of ideas. That's stuff that you've never thought about before. We're all trying to innovate, as I say, and if they're coming with ideas, fresh ideas, not all of it works, does it? But sometimes just
give it a try, give it a good old go,
and
see what happens.
Some bit of work.
No, wicked. So sort of on to the last point on our list here then. So sustainability. Mm-hmm. How does that look for you and Haus in the future?
Yeah, sustainability is obviously quite an important part of double glazing, a strong sector of what we do. When it comes to energy efficiency, that's one of its main selling points, isn't it? So the government's trying to get to a point where houses are getting more and more energy efficient. Every single year they change the regs, whether it's on warm roofs because they improved the regs. I think it was last year where they brought the U value down. U value is obviously what the rating is. So they brought that down so that the standards had to be improved for a lot of people. Same for doors. A lot of doors now, a lot of the premium doors that companies sell don't currently meet U values, and bifold doors, that's an issue as well. So that one side of it is the products we're making are more energy efficient, which makes it more sustainable. They're better quality products as well, which means ours are at least, which means you can repair them easy. So with your 10-year guarantee that we give, any issues we'll obviously resolve them, but even after that time period, they can still probably be fixed quite easily, which is good. The parts are readily available, which is great. Another part of sustainability, which I'm quite passionate about, is reducing waste. That can mean well, to start with, we have our own yard where we separate all the products. So we will recycle the PVC, which can be recycled up to 10 times. So we separate all that. The glass as well, we separate any metal and component that we can. That's easily enough to do. So we really do try and recycle as much as we can. Efficiency as well is important. So, you know, if you're trying to go back and forth and you're not prepared, this might sound small, but when you've got a fleet the size of ours, you know, if the guys are going back and forth to get parts, to get tools, whatever they might need, it's not cost effective for a start, but also it's you know, it is going to use more fuel. It's about being efficient, you know, trying to get jobs completed in an efficient amount of time, so you're not spending too long on it as well. Sustainability, we're always trying to improve in that aspect. I don't know how that looks to you, Ed.
I imagine you'll have us running around on electric bikes soon or something.
We'll be delivering windows on electric bikes for sure. I can see all the lads with it on their shoulder. Electric scooters, no problem.
No, I think you know, given where the industry's at, I think we're doing what we can at the moment to remain relevant with sustainability. I think we've had some really good feedback recently on the products we use, and how they're suited for the current sort of what's necessary and what's needed. And you know, some really good comments recently on the fact that we recycle the PVC, and that's getting put back to the right places.
There are parts of the products that we use as well, so that are recycled. So technology isn't quite there yet, but inside the PVC sometimes they have recycled parts. So it'd be recycled PVC, which is where it goes when we recycle it. So it comes back. The reason you can't is, as far as I'm aware, the reason we can't do it on the outer skin is because it can pink or yellow. So it's the discoloration that's the issue. So so that's why you don't really use it. You can buy it. It's cheaper. Avoid it if for now, currently, unfortunately, for external ones that are facing sunlight. Internally, it's fine. It's not going to make any difference to the quality of it. In fact, it's going to be a better quality product because it's recycled. But that's the only negative of it. But a lot of our products do have that inside it, which is great. So that's really good.
That's wicked.
So I think that pretty much summarises where we are as a business at the moment, what we're trying to achieve. Hopefully, it's given some of our customers a good insight into the business. Hopefully, we're going to do this a bit more often, maybe weekly or bi-weekly, just to sort of give you guys a bit more insight and a bit more of an update of where we are. So please do follow us. I think we're going to be on LinkedIn, YouTube possibly. Definitely follow us, comment, be nice. We're human. And we're very nervous about doing this, so but I appreciate you taking the time if you've got this far and listening. Thanks very much.
See you next time. Thank you very much.